higher level, it maybe you could say the there when he was around. So whatever form it is, Lord Chaitanya, where is that nectar coming from? What's the nectar that he's tasting? Pardon?
The holy name.
Holy name. Lord Chaitanya, certainly. But, the holy name is tasted on different levels, isn't it? Even people in general, they don't know anything about the holy name, but you came out on Sankirtan, as we heard, it means association of kirtan in the association of devotees. It also has another meaning, by the way. What's that other meaning?
Complete.
Pardon? Complete. San means complete. Total absorption in glorifying Krishna in various ways. Lord Chaitanya there was nothing else. There was no question of, no, I'm going to do Sankirtan now, and then after that I'm going to do something else. Complete. Every absolute everything is Sankirtan for a pure devotee. Of course, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, but he's in the mood of Radharani. So he's in this mood of wanting to please Krishna in everything, the dress, the hair, the movements, everything, the way the eye, everything is for the pleasure of Krishna. This is Sankirtan. Prabhupada is knowingly or unknowingly training us, and we're trying to share that with others, so that everyone can become connected to this ultimate objective of life, of existence, to please Krishna. That's why we exist, is to please Krishna. Right now, in the material world, we may not be agreeing or thinking like that at all. But this Sankirtan movement is to evoke, at least the beginning, to plant that seed in people's hearts. They don't even know it's there. They don't even know it's a seed. They may just think, oh, this is fun. Those people seem to be having a good time. Let me have a go at it, Well, they may not. They may even be negative. There you go, many times on the street. One time in England, there was this, it's a college, and then two devotees, they weren't full-time devotees, they were just studying in the college. They were studying advertising, This is back in the 80s. They were studying advertising, and different techniques. They were attending a college for, course on advertising, and the lecturer was giving a presentation of different techniques of advertising your product. And he was showing, the colors that people use, the sounds, all different things which may capture people's attention. And then he showed various scenes on the high street in some city in England. A lot of times it was some girl, pretty girl, or whatever it is, or some slogan, and fancy colors or whatever. There's a lot of energy goes into advertising in the world. I guess it still does. So he was showing all these. This is a very good example of how to use colors to capture people's attention according to the time and situation. And sometimes it's sound. If it's like, sometimes they use sound, and especially form and slogans and what have you, different things. And these two, they were like friends of Hare Krishna. They were shocked because nobody in the room knew they were Hare Krishna. Suddenly, the lecturer showed, now look at this one in the high street, and suddenly the Harinam party were on the screen, chanting and dancing in the high street, which he was using as an example. He said, now look at this one. Now look at the colors. Because the devotees were all dressed very nicely. They weren't like we are a ragamuffin band. They were all in, chaddas, nice Harinam chaddas, and devotees and the ladies with nice saris and tilak. And look at all different colors. Look at it. It's so unique. It's original. One of the aspects of advertising is originality. So this is very original. And he said, listen to the sounds, something very unique. The madungas, boom, 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 ching, ching, ching. and the singing, said, very captivating sounds. And look at their faces, everyone was smiling. And he was going on like this, explain, they've got all the aspects. He said, all the aspects of expert advertising are to be found in this one example. He said, all of them. And he said, now look. And he turned, the camera went on, this is some kind of video or whatever it was in those days. It went on to the crowd in the street. And everyone in the street was like this. Some were going, hey, like this. But everybody was, attention had been caught, Everyone's attention. This is the objective of advertising, to capture people's attention. And it gradually builds up. You want that product. In the beginning, you may be going like this, You know what that means? They do that in France? They do? Yeah, it means these guys are crazy. Well, most people think we're crazy. And they've probably got some good reasons too, but whatever it is, they get that exposure. Just imagine, you go on a street like in Paris, I guess Champs-Élysées is the biggest street, isn't it, in Paris? Is that right, Champs-Élysées? Or you go to Châtelet-Les-Halles, it's quite busy. And maybe 10,000, 50,000, I don't know how many people pass by, but lots of people. In London, every day on Oxford Street, they say 1 million, average of 1 million people shop on Oxford Street a day. And every day, almost every day, since 1969, almost, not every day, but most days, the devotees are out there on Harinam Sankirtan. We used to go at 8 hours a day on Oxford Street, 8 hours a day. A lot of people see that. And a lot of people come in contact. Sure, it takes time because it's just a little tiny seed planted in their hearts, but it never goes away. You meet people in London, even here you meet people. Where have you guys been? I used to see you on Oxford Street every day. So many people say that all over the world, because mostly foreigners on Oxford Street. And it's like something which stays in their consciousness. And when they leave their bodies, what happens? You know what happens? I mean, we don't really want to, maybe we don't want to think about it at your age, but you probably know or heard. What happens when we leave our body? I don't mean some astral travel. When we actually, quit our body for good, huh? Yeah, it's like your whole life film comes before us. All the things that took place in our life and so on. And then, pop, who comes in there? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. The picture of the Harinam party in Tours or wherever it was you saw them, in London or wherever you're from, Toulouse, wherever it is. The picture of the Harinam party comes in and boom! It's like that's the great, and there's so many stories, even of Yamaraj and Chitragupta, when they say, oh, look, he saw the Harinam party. Oh, very good. And everything else is put to the side, put on hold. It's like sometimes you're accused of a crime and then they put you on, what is it? When you don't suffer right away. If you're a good boy, it's put on hold. And, if you do something wrong, then you have to pay for that too. There's a word in English, I've forgotten what it is. Huh? Anyway, whatever. Maybe you understand. You've gone to the court. The judge says 2 years in prison, but not right away. If you're a good boy for the next, for now on, you won't be punished by that. It's just on hold, in case. So it's like that. You're kind of on hold to a certain extent, because you saw the Harinam party. You danced in the middle of it, even if you were, not getting it quite right. People come in and they try to chant Hare Krishna, But so merciful. Prashadam, Sankirtan. What else is there? The books, of course. Most people are not so ready for books. And I was talking to Diana Thai Prabhu yesterday. He's coming back today. He's been in Paris for a few weeks doing book distribution. And I don't know how it came up. We were talking about, God and know why we were talking about God, I do not know. But we were talking about God. And we were to do with book distribution, and he was saying how, a lot of times people come up and say, there's nothing about God in here, is there? Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, the book's called. There's nothing about God, right? There's nothing about religion, right? Many people say that, on the street. It's just kind of a funny thing. It was you, wasn't it? We were talking, it was Janananda and myself talking. I was also talking to Dynatite. There's nothing, nothing in this book about God. He said in France he gets this a lot, the first thing they say, this is not religion, is it? And there he is with his saffron dress and shaved head. Nothing to do with religion, right? What do you say? What do you say? No. It's a funny thing, because this is another aspect of the French society. It's like you've got to put a no there first, But people are talking about there's nothing to do with religion here. So the ones are like somehow or another get them to connect, get them to somehow or another in a nice way for everyone, a very palatable way, in a way which is attractive, and a sweetness, just like Joe. You saw him. Where is he? There he is, Joe. You saw him do different books on Saturday? Did you see him in tours? He did 10 Bhagavad Gitas on the Harinam party and about 10 or 12 other books too. And yeah, he can get a little pushy sometimes, but he has a very nice, sweet demeanor in doing it, When you're smiling and you're very innocent. The more we're innocent, the more the people treat you like a son or a daughter. They pick up on our vibes, there's no doubt. Same on Harinam. The more we're, in the mood of kirtan, the more the people are going to pick up. The same thing with cooking. The more our consciousness in the cooking for Krishna, the more blissful everybody feels, the more effect it has. Incredible experience. And we all get that experience. It's not just about the taste, there's something inside. What have you put in this food? I bought a recipe book, I followed it exactly, but it's not quite the same as what you served in the restaurant or in the temple or in the festival. This recipe is not quite right. There's something missing, right? There's a missing ingredient in there. Eh? So we have to come to your place to buy it, right? What's missing? Huh? Krishna's saliva, is that what you said? Yeah? Krishna's saliva, oh my goodness. You don't tell people that normally. That may not be quite so palatable. But yeah, it's the devotion, the bhakti, isn't it? Of course, if they're cooking from a recipe book, they're getting somewhere for sure, because it's coming from Krishna, it's coming from devotees. But the sweetest thing is the bhakti, the devotion, which they cannot understand. What is it? But it has that effect on us. Purifies our hearts a little bit. Even the book, perhaps, if they just touch the book, they get benefited. We used to do that, even if they didn't want it. We just touch the book to them. We had this kind of faith that these books are deities of Krishna. They're touching the Lord's lotus feet. Some other. Repeat after me. Hare, we say. Hari? Hari who? Potter? No. Hari Krishna. Hari Krishna. Somehow or another we get people to chant Hari. Prabhupada's written this many times. Somehow or another get them to chant. Somehow or another. So sweet. Then they'll start to taste this nectar. When Prabhupada was traveling across the ocean to America, what did he have with him? Many things, but related to this, what did he have? Cartels, okay. Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was reading it regularly, and what did he say? The nectarine of my life or my heart. Is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Reading and hearing Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's so sweet. Especially if we hear it in the association of devotees. We churn. Generally, pleasure is more relished, isn't it, in the association of others? Yeah. Whatever it is, whether it's sex life, whether it's... Definitely that's relished more in the association of others. Drinking. You can drink on your own, but people like to drink together, don't they? Generally. Singing, you can sing on your own. I'm not saying it's not good. But generally, people like to sing with others. Playing a sport, you generally like to play it with others, right? You can play football on your own, but it's not the same as playing it with others. A bit boring after a while, isn't it? You're just kicking the ball around on your own, not much to that one. Even music, right? Music, you can do it. Definitely you can play on your own. You may find it great, but it's even more relishable, usually, depending, but usually with others. Everything's like that. We're sociable entities. We want to, and when we have frustration, then we may want to go away. But ultimately, we want to relish the association, relishing rasa or taste in the association of others. It's quite natural. Prasadam. Sometimes we want to eat on our own. That's fair enough. Also, but it's also very relishable when we're actually in the association of others. If we're focused. Sometimes we're not focused and we're just talking nonsense. But the more it's focused on what it actually is we're doing, Sankirtan, the more one can taste the relish. What to speak of dancing on Harinam, or in the temple, or wherever it is. Everything's relished in the association. We've been reading in the Zoom classes the last few weeks. Satampa Sangama Mavirya Sangvido Bhavanti Vitkarna Rasayana Kataha. What is that verse? Pardon? That's the rest of the verse. What does it mean in English?
By association devotees, by the association devotees when the Lord's taste and the wish, the nectar of Krishna's.
Yeah, in the association of devotees, yeah. By hearing this subject matter in the associate, this Krishna Katha, in the association of devotees, what happens? Yes, we get a taste, but specifically, Vrit Karna. Rasayana Kataha. What does that mean? Hrit Karna. Hrit refers to the Rid. Ridi Sunny Vishto. What is Rit? The heart. In the heart. One gets Rasayana. What is Rasayana? Taste. Sweet taste. Kataha. When we receive this Kataha, subject matters heard about Krishna, we get a taste. Satisfaction, pleasure in the heart, and karna. You all heard of karna in Mahabharata, I think. What is karna? Karna. Huh? Pardon? What was that? Karna. Not karma, karna. Hmm? Yeah, but what does it mean? Ear. He came out the ear of Kunti. Karna. Therefore he is known as Karna. A taste, a satisfaction for the ear, that's all we need. We're just looking for satisfaction. And real satisfaction, where does that? That's in our relationship with Krishna. This is where the fulfillment of our satisfaction comes. The highest Savaipung Sang Parodama Yuto Bhakti Hokshde Oitikiya Pritita Yatma Suprasidati. To fully satisfy ourselves, suprasidati, this is the connection with Krishna. The highest religion, the highest thing in life is to somehow or another to develop our relationship with Krishna, to relate with Krishna, to please Krishna. This automatically satisfies our heart. This is the purpose of this Sankirtan movement, why Lord Chaitanya has come, why he's distributing this Sankirtan movement everywhere through his followers, is to taste. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that the Lord, Babaji, has said that, whatever it is, has said that the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared in this world for two purposes. To taste Krishna Prema, love of Krishna, through the performance of congregational chanting of the holy name. These two intentions. And along with his associates, he's distributing this prema through Sankirtan even to the untouchables. Persons who have no apparent religiosity, what to speak of interest in Krishna. To the untouchables. And in this way he's woven a wreath, like a big garland, of the holy name and Krishna prema, with which he's garlanding the entire material world. The whole universe is benefiting from your performance of Sankirtan. Please be kind. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. He's brought this Sankirtan movement to the world of the untouchables, you could say, to the Western world. And with firm faith in the holy name, Srila Prabhupada chanted alone in New York, and now millions and millions of people, knowingly or unknowingly, are being enveloped or embraced by the Sankirtan movement all over the world, whether they like it or not. Lord Chaitanya's movement is spreading through social media now. Kirtans online, classes online, prasadam online. Yes? So much prasadam is being distributed through the internet, Not literally, they're not pushing it into the computer or something. But, orders are being made and sent this way and that way. So much. Vaisheshika Prabhu, have you all heard of Vaisheshika book distribution? One of the senior, most inspiring book distributors in ISKCON. He's the head of the Ministry of Book Distribution or something like that. This last few months, most temples have found it difficult to distribute books because of obvious reasons. But his temple, or his center, his community, had their biggest month on record last month in book distribution. I don't know how many they distributed, 50,000 big books or something in 1 month. All online. 350 devotees in his community distributed books last month. All online, can you imagine? They were the top temple in the world, although they have a temple, but it's not like a temple where like many devotees stay there. It's more as a community temple. And mostly Indians distributing books, because there's a big Indian population in San Jose, a big city next to San Francisco. They're selling books online, getting people to buy sets. The next biggest in America was the Harinam Mandir, which was previously, or Harinam Party, which was previously in New York. Because of coronavirus, they moved to Atlanta. But they were the second biggest. They were doing the same thing. Online. Distributing books. Nothing stops us. If someone is sincerely and serious, nothing. Prasadam, London, Parashuram Prabhu in London has been distributing, God knows how many plates. I think, up to 10,000 a day, plates of prasadam in London. Nothing stops somebody. This Sankirtan movement will go on, just whether we want to be a part of it. Prabhupada has planted these seeds and they're going to grow. They can't be destroyed. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Thank you all for being here. We have another week till Balaram's appearance day. So I hope you all be with us till then and have a great time. And don't forget Krishna. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.